And there we go. All right. Look at that. It worked. It worked. It worked. Hello, 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 all. Welcome to the September 23rd edition of Tuesday with Todd. How are you doing today? Now, if it's your first time here or a long time here, guess what we're going to do tonight? I don't know. I know something we're going to go over, but package got lost. So what we're going to do tonight is not happening. It's supposed to be here, and the way that they went, like I should have figured. I've probably going on about maybe 3 hours of sleep since yesterday, because last night was overnight meetings with China to go over things, and before I knew it, it's 5 a.m. and it was time to work. And then it's been a hell of a day, I will tell you that. Ups, downs, all arounds. Made some people happy, made some people upset, probably going to upset some more people by the end of the day, but that's part of business. Welcome all, welcome. We'll check in, and what I am going to do is, somebody had asked about live templates and the difference between the two. You know, what's a live template? What's not a live template? Where do I find the live templates on the website? So we're going to walk you through that, and then I'll bring in one, and then we'll be able to go through that process and show what it is. Before we get into that, we will talk about where things are with everything right now, with the business, how things, kind of the state of the union. Some people love it. Some people hate it. Hey, you know what? New business owner, new business regime. Right? They can't always do the things that we did before. Sometimes change is needed to make things better. And sometimes we go down before we go up, right? That's what we got there. Rich, hello, everyone. How are you doing? Kevin, good to see you. Happy, they said happy Todd. I'm like, happy Todd? Yeah, I'm there for it. Pilar, thanks for checking in there. Thank you for the wine label tip last week. It worked perfect. Good to hear that the tip worked great. Crystal, happy Tuesday to you as well. Hello, Carol. What's up, Chuck? How are you doing? I was there. I was just in the back end. I was there. Renee, I had a great conversation with Renee this morning on inventory things. And that's why I said we've had tons of ups and downs today, and it has been a great, it is a great thing with it. Jocelyn, hello to you, and Jackie, hello, and Rena, hello to you. I wasn't. I was feeding my fat face because I just realized that it's 7 p.m. I realized it was like 6:30, and I hadn't eaten anything, and I think I was only out of the office not much today, because it was go fill orders this morning, office fill orders this afternoon, office meeting, and out of this. So I had to feed my pothole because I was getting a little hangry on things. Ginny, hello to you. Cheryl, hello to you. Nora, hello from sunny Florida. It was overcast here in Illinois today. I think we had some rain about there. I think so. I don't know. It all goes that. Barb, hello, North Central Minnesota. Hi, Kelly. Let's see. Look at that. Everybody, did I say hi, Kelly? Everybody's saying hi, Kelly. How did that happen? Because did it just automatically do it? It just automatically do that. I didn't do that. That's so weird how that happened. I don't think I've seen that before. I'm like, what are all these things posting up here on it? Linda, good evening to you. Toy, hello. How are you doing, Toy? And Linda, hey, good to see you. And Jeff, we need to get you to cheer up more. Listen, I'll not sugarcoat shit. Like, pardon my swearing with that, but there's a lot of change that happens, right? There's a lot of change that goes on. And maybe about 20 minutes ago, there was even part of me that was like, what the hell did I do buying this? Like, seriously, what was I thinking buying this? Is it the right fit? Not the fear of, what's the word I'm looking for? Not the imposter syndrome, because I know we can do it. I know everything that comes along with it, but it's just with everything that's going on, we're still crossing fingers. My biggest biggest like thing weighing on my shoulders right now is the Rhinestone order. After all night last night, we think we got it squared away. We think we're going to find out there's stuff that we ordered that is actually out of production. That's why we couldn't find it. Oh, imagine that. Then so they're bringing back into production. There's other things that are farther out of production. So they were going through with everything with that. They said, 2 days to figure it all out, because we still thought we had tracking numbers on this because we placed an order and here's this. And they're like, no, that's not how this works. So you're tying up thousands of dollars and you're not sure where to go with it and what to do with it. And then, the only way is to, be on calls and 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock at 4:30 this morning. So it was amazing to do that while we went back and forth on things. But we should have things wrapped up. And they said, nope, timeline still folds true. That was part of our timeline. Okay. So I'm just praying that tonight's call, everything's like, you did great. You did great at this. Now we're good to go. So that's my biggest dilemma right now that I'm going through. And then, hey, we got October coming up. We're starting the fourth quarter. I've got my first real webinar class tomorrow night. It's been a while since I did one of those, so a little stressed about that. I want to make sure that I'm providing tons of content, tons of value, tons of everything, so nobody feels like, oh, I got, robbed of $20. I feel like we give that in everything that we do. So really, really want to make sure that I'm hitting the points home on that tomorrow night. So going through with that. So those things are going on. And then this week, Caesar meeting, another Stalls meeting. And then we've got 2 new suppliers that we're looking at, just partnering with, ones that we've worked with in the past. Won't put anything out there because, hey, we never know how it works out. Could be good, could be bad. We're just seeing what we can do with it. So some collaborations there. Interviewed for a podcast. We'll see if it makes the cut for it. They were just a quick blurb for that. Talked with a few other content creators on how they're setting things up and what they're doing for it. I had my mentorship group meeting, so my mastermind, the one that I'm in, had that call since our last one, and very enlightening on that, because now they're like, you joined the ranks of some of us now because of your value and what you're doing. So here's your playbook. And it was like, oh, okay. So laying things out for them, and they're like, what are you doing? Okay. I get my VA on board so we can redo systems to make things way more efficient, because it just needs to happen. So there's a lot of change, and change is scary, but hey, puberty was scary and I turned out to be a man. So why not have fun with it, right? So we're going through it. I made you cry. I did make you cry this morning, Renee. It was a wild thing. And it was because we're going through stuff and I don't know what some of the stuff is. So I'm like, what's this? It's like, what is that movie where, or, what's this? What's that? Oh, what's there? Why can I not think of that? But that's kind of how it was, and going through that. So it was a good, it's a good way to start the day, because when you start the day with a laugh, it's going to be a good day with it. Hello, Becky. How are you? Shirley, right? Yeah. Hello. Yo to you as well. Nicole finally made a TWT. Love it. Jose, hello to you. And hey, Crystal from Peg. And you're supposed to get rain, but not here in sunny Homosa. Yeah, I'm not even trying with that. It's supposed to be off and on. We are in fall now. We still have temps that are going to be in the upper 80s next week. It is wild, which I'm anticipating snow on Halloween. That's what I'm seeing for. I can totally see that. Jerry, thanks for checking in. And Lori, hi from New Jersey. Mark said hi and bye. Hi and bye, Mark. Yeah. So Todd, on 3 hours of sleep. What are you living on besides stress? Stress, just the constant fear of what if no sales come in. That's the content metrics, the metrics. I am a metrics person. If you're telling me something's this and I don't understand it, show me the metrics. Show me how I am wrong in my thinking on it. If you can back up what you're saying with metrics on it, I will 100% go with that. I had a conversation with somebody about billboard. Why did I get stuck in a billboard conversation when I could totally prove them wrong in it? But I'm like, show me the metrics on this. Show me this. Well, you get so many cars go by. And I'm like, and how many of those cars are my customers? How many of those cars do we know that are buying? What are we doing? How are we tracking this? Do I put a big QR code up here and they're going to scan it? And that's how we're going to know. And it's going to be directed to this. They're like, well, that's a pretty good idea. I'm like, you're the billboard person. You should know this. Like, why am I doing your job for you? I mean, if I'm paying somebody to do a job and I'm doing it myself, why the hell do I need them to do a job? Because they got the billboard? Like, come on. So it was going through that where I was like, there's just doesn't make sense to me. I said, it's no different than when you're putting stuff in the newspaper, when you're putting stuff in the Facebook, when you're putting stuff on radio ads, when you're putting stuff just out there to everybody. You might as well just take some money and just throw it up in the air, because you don't know what your return is on that. And that's what I need to see. Returns on investment. If that's costing me $3,000 a month for a billboard, that billboard better be bringing in $10,000, because it's just a vanity metric sitting up there. We talked about that on Monday, vanity metrics. We need to see the metrics behind it. And so that was it made me feel good. When somebody tries to sell me, and I think, does anybody else do this with their sales call? It totally reminds me of, it goes back to Boiler Room. Anybody remember the movie Boiler Room? The conversation of either you're going to sell me on why I need this, or I'm going to sell you on why I don't. And that's the beauty of every conversation. You're either going to sell me or I'm going to sell you. And that's what we're going to go with. So I'll sleep. Maybe I won't sleep tonight. Maybe Wednesday night, tomorrow night, I will there. Yeah, Toy, it has been a while, but we just talked to Toy last week, right there. We got you, Todd. Hang in there. We support you. Hey, Kevin, I thank you for that. There's a lot that there's a lot that we'll get into, and that's why tonight we'll walk through the website, some things like that. I was so looking forward to doing Caesar Glow tonight. So looking forward to it. I'm like, okay, here's this. We got it here. It should be here on Tuesday. And I had an alert that said UPS was delivered. So perfect. It works out there. And then I go there and there's no package. And I'm like, wait a minute. Where's package? Where's package? I wasn't the package for that. So yeah. Getting through that. Hey, Jesse, good to see you. Guess you'll come over there, Renee. We'll see. You can see it. Let's see if I did this right? You can see the comments on the screen. So wherever people are, whether they are on Facebook or whether they are on a YouTube channel or my private one, you should be able to see them all in the same place. Facebook kind of wonky sometimes, so it doesn't always work that way. Linda, what issue did you run into? And this goes for everybody. If you have an issue checking out, if you could be so inclined to do a screen cap of it and send it in with an email so we can see what you see. On our end, when things like this happen, what it looks like is like an abandoned cart. Like somebody went to check out and didn't check out. So we can't really see, what happened with it. So let me know what happened, and then we can kind of get in there and see if we can figure it out. I know there were some issues with it, and everything got reset, and it should be good to go. But welcome to the internet, right? Big breath. We can do it. We're gonna do it. Hey, I look at this. You're the team Todd, or you're me or not. Like, that's at the end of the day, we've got way too much invested in this for it not to work. And so it is going to work one way or another. I've talked about this before with people, is that I never, ever, ever want to be even remotely the smartest person in a room. If I am, I need to get the hell out of that room because I don't know a whole lot. So in my mastermind group, there are people that are running 7, 8-figure businesses, and I had always been the small fish in the pond, and now maybe I leapfrog some of those. But having them that have had the ups and downs of a business, having somebody in there that had a $52 million business, and then it dropped down to 5, and then it went back up to 10, and then it went to 7, and now it's at 20. Like that fluctuation, that made my gut drop. He said, it's part of business. This is how it works. This is what we're doing with it. And this is why. And he's like, that's where the metrics matter. We could see what was happening and what we needed to fix. Because the great thing is when we were up there, he goes, we invested so heavily in our business that even when we were down, he goes, we weren't horrible because of what we were able to do. So there, a lot of AI systems, a lot of chatbot type stuff a lot of simplifying processes, so that way you're able to do things. And so that was reassuring. Like, hey, you got this. You're fine with it. We're here to support you. If you need just somebody to talk to, you got our number. So get yourself a support system. Get yourself a mentorship group. Get yourself a mastermind group. Get yourself something, because telling my friends, like my real life friends, not you guys are all my friends, and even some of you are my real life friends, and we get it. But like my neighborhood friends about this, they're like, "What the hell are you talking about, man?" I don't know. I was super excited because we were picking up the kids from school. I don't know if I told you the story. If I did, you get to hear it again. We're picking the kids up from school, and one of the parents was talking about his side hustle as selling trading cards. And I'm like, oh, so I perked up. I'm like, okay, what are you doing for selling? I said, are you selling online? Are you selling through, are you doing, TikTok lives, YouTube lives? Are you doing Whatnot? I said, Whatnot, there's tons of people that are doing there, and they're doing breaks. They're doing this, they're doing that. He's like, no, he's like, he was just doing it all through a website and through, what are those things that you go to where it is the expos, right? Card expo, card trading collectible shows. And I said, Whatnot? I said, that's what I'm seeing a lot of people do on that stuff. I said, and you can go in there, you can practice beforehand, going through and do it. Came back and he's like, dude, I did it. And he goes, $6,000 in sales. I was super pumped about that, because he's like, I would have never thought about that. And it was so good to be able to share information that I had just heard and picked up. Nothing that I'd ever do, but hey, it was good to see that, do that. So I was super excited for him that he was able to, get together in an hour and a half, I think is what he said he was at, and do that kind of sales. That was pretty nice. Two different computers, thinking that was the problem. And it's just been, are you checking out on, when you're checking out, are you using your PayPal account, or are you trying to pay by credit card? Because if you're checking out with a credit card, you need to select as a guest and not as PayPal. And so that could be it for you. I missed Eric. Eric. Where did I miss Eric? What up, Eric? Wherever Eric is. Happy to you. Cindy, we need to party. We do need to party. Cindy, what do you know about Rhinestones? What do you know about Rhinestones? Let me know what you know about Rhinestones, Cindy, because we got to figure out some kind of content to make on that. Because we got a boatload of them. And I actually brushed some into a template today. I was impressed with myself, because somebody there was an order with a boatload of studs in it. A boatload. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to grab that SS10 template over here, and I'm going to see how hard it is to brush it in. Wasn't super hard, but man, they don't like to slide across the flock like stones. So it was there. No, I'm sorry to hear that. Let me reach out and see what we can do and see what happened with that. Hey, Linda from Jerry. And it was Eric. Everybody's giving Eric the love. Giving Eric the love. Yes, Bling Anything and HTV Anything is still and will be still available. That was one of the Bling Anything. Bling Anything, I had a call with them today on future orders and getting things lined up for that, because it's a major purchase for it. So it's something I needed to plan for. So yep, those things will still be available. No issues there. I can't wait to see all your stuff. You'll eventually see it, right? I did make her cry. Laughter, happy tears. They were happy tears. And Kelly says to Crystal, I like your new Christmas designs on the website. The 2 sizes of the one is going to be great for my daughter and granddaughter. Love it, love it, love it. Penny, hello from Ohio. And let's see. And Corey checked him in. Still learning the site. I'll ask Todd if he knows why you have been able to order. I know. We'll look into it and see what we can figure out with it. Pain by no luck. I want to try a few different things on it. Like maybe we kind of, if it was just spinning, that's like, do we know this? Like when we have something that's happening, like, what are the results? If it's a result, then we can figure out what give that result. When it's doing nothing, we're like, okay, what's going on with that? Is it such the computer issues that are going on with it? Pushed me to purchase through PayPal. I entered all my info and just stuck on the spinning. Oh, so it's a PayPal issue. Was that on Sunday? I had a couple issues myself with something on Sunday, and I didn't even think that was there. was able to purchase from them, no problems. Did they go? Was it through PayPal or through things? Because we're actually, one of the meetings this week we had was with another payment processor, so we can bring a second one on, and we're hoping that will try and do it. Yes, let me know, Linda. Let me know, and then we'll go from there. They are too small and go too fast for my eyes. What? Oh, I'm working with that. Glows. I know, that's what I wanted. Gloria, your purple puff went out yesterday, right? Purple puff. That was a night. Not your purple puff was a nightmare, but there was a roll that was labeled purple puff and it was black, and I'm like, and since there's no color code for that on our next order, that's like, I'm ordering the purple puff and we're gonna see it, and it's definitely not black, so that was just on the wrong one. Glad we did that. So you're pretty sure your purple puff went out, right? And we had the glow. I was like, we're getting into Halloween. This will be fun. Let's go ahead and do that. So that's what we're going to plan for next week. I just bought a month's supply of melatonin, 4 containers, 60 gummies. There's a different kind of gummies they do here in Illinois besides the melatonin. I'll tell you that for sure. Let's see, Linda, when you select the bottom button at checkout where it takes you to PayPal, toggle the off button shows PayPal protection. And now you can check out as a guest. But she went to that and put in the information. So I wonder if it was a PayPal issue. Not 100% sure. We'll have to go through and see what happened with it. Oh yeah, she's kids are doing showers and homework. That's what they're doing right there. There is never a window that shows that. It shows what, Rich? It shows what? And we can go there. There's never. Wait, it's Crystal. Where's Crystal? What's Crystal's thing? A screen. What was Crystal's comment? Where am I missing that there was a screen? Help me see what that was, because it says there's never a screen that says that. Had issues, so then I used PayPal. Yeah, interesting. Okay, yeah, try it and let me know what happens, and then we can reach out and go through there. Is your mentorship group a bunch of other screen printers? No. There are all walks of life in there. A lot of embroiderers. There's a tinter in there. There's a screen printer in there. A lot of at-home apparel decorators. There are people that have, their own shops with it. So yeah, there's a good mix in it. Number 2, are you using AI to create a lot of the Facebook posts I'm seeing? Yeah, not gonna lie. We walked through in our Hall of Fame. Was that last Thursday, guys? In the Hall of Fame, we into that on how we create our mascots and how we use those. Then we walk through I have a mascot GPT that I created, and so we have that for if you're in our Hall of Fame members. Excuse me, if you're in the mentorship group, you have access to that, and that's what we did, was put that together. Ooh, I have a package delivery. We'll see what it is. And you can do that. So that's where we create the consistent characters, and then getting the profile views of them, show them how to walk through that. So we have the different sides of them, and then uploading them to another folder so we can go through and do that. So that's that. We have a lot of issues with credit cards when people, where'd it go? Oh, Crystal, are you in here? Pilar's in here. I'm like, what is going on with this screen? Oh, that's awesome. I'm like, what is going on? I'm not hitting buttons. Where's it going? It's got the Pilar's on the back end of it. But now you can see Pilar. Look, if Pilar decided to open her camera, look, I could throw her on the screen real quick. She's in the green room. She's backstage. She's the producer right now, producer Pilar. But we just started showing them how to use StreamYard yesterday. So now, Pilar, you can see how the back end works and where the things are with it. Because I was like, well, what is the private chat over here? And then I happen to look down. I'm like, oh, yeah, Pilar's in here. Camera light is tripping me out. What camera light? Your camera light? Are you seeing your camera up there? Is that what you're doing? Oh, it makes me laugh. There it is. It's so when you type it, and then so Pilar, that's the other thing, is when you type in here, when you type something in here, it goes to all the places that it's posted. What are you doing to prepare for when your company explodes from 2 million to 6 million? Well, we're halfway to our goal when it gets to that point. Systems in place. When you look at it, A lot is you're going to go through growth spurts, growth sections of it. And then it's just growing with it. It's having the people in place. It's having the processes in place. I don't want to scale anything until we have the processes in place, because think about this, right? If the best way I can do this is if you make a batch of chocolate chip cookies and they look like cookies, they smell like cookies, but they taste like ass, why would you scale that to a big recipe, right? We got to make sure that all of it's together. We got to make sure that it looks good, that it tastes good, that it smells good, that it is good. Then we make sure that that is tight. Then we can go ahead and scale to the moon. So that's what we're in the process of doing. There's different processes because we have, such a big reach over things where we're trying to consolidate that, to save on time. And that's just part of being a business owner, is finding the inefficiencies in your business and how can we make those less inefficient. That sounds right, right? So how can we make those less inefficient? How can we save time? I read a book. Do I have it here? I don't have it here. I'll throw it on the, you know what? I'm going to go grab it, and I'll grab it off Amazon. There's another Prime Day coming up soon, so you guys can do that. And I read this. I've read this book now. God, I think my fourth reading of it in the last, when was that? July? I think that was July when we had that book for it. I'm going to go ahead and grab it. And right now, at least for me, you can go, wait, no, what is that? Is that yeah, that's the one. I'm like, what is this? What is this for? Buy back your time, Dan Martell. And that's what, we all have the same 24 hours in a day. How can we do it? And then we can go ahead and put that on there. So boom, boom, boom. Oh, whoa, no. That was where, whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, look at that. That's a roadmap. I was working on that before this. So I'm like, there. If you want a little preview of what to expect tomorrow, that's some of the stuff that you can read through it in as we're going through that. Because why did that all go apo? So now I'm going to, that's what we have in there. But we'll put that link in here so that way you have that. But a fascinating story that Dan Martell has. And reading that book allowed us really to buy back some of our time on things. And that's what we're continuously trying to do, is buy back our time. We all have the same 24 hours in a day. So how can we make that stuff work and go through it? So that's what we're doing. And I totally recommend everybody to check out that book, and get if you have Audibles, and you get a free credit or whatever, use it for it. The book's only like $16 or something. And it's definitely been my best read of the year for that, because it is just everything that's in that book it's just a really, 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 to me, hit home on a lot of subjects for us. And went there. Alex said, is that AI mascot class available anywhere? If you are in the Hall of Fame, you can go back and watch that. If you are in our mentorship community, we've done it on there. I could probably do a webinar on that, on just a full standalone one on that, where we walk you through and you get access to the GPT that I built out and everything that comes along with that. So that might be a mighty fine thing there, Alex, but it is there. Yes, it is behind a paywall. I got time, I got money, I got everything invested in it. And so when you invest in me, I give you my tools, so that way we're able to do that. Do you have a company that makes iron-on patches? Reach out to Barb in here. Barb, where's Barb at? Barb, you still do that, right? You make patches on there for embroidery patches. Let's make sure that we're at with it. Because you said iron-on patches. What kind of patches? Are you looking for, like silicone patches, the 3D patches, with the embroidery patches? Which ones are you looking for, Jocelyn? So I guess I need a little more information than that, so we can see what's going on with there. Okay. So as we're rolling through this, why don't I go ahead and we're going to present a screen, and we're going to share a screen. And what we're going to do is we're going to find the Rhinestone world, the Rhinestone world. We are going to the Rhinestone world. There it is, Rhinestone world. I'm going to put me down here in the corner and you can see it. And we're going to talk live templates, all right? Live templates, not too shabby-dabby. When you are looking for live templates, if you come across here to the top, right across the top where we can select everything, right? We have everything up here. If we just go to designs right here, designs, and we click on designs, we can shop all new mini packs, full packs, final art clips, blah, rhinestone designs, multi-deck designs, sublimation designs, live template designs. So we'll click on this, and that'll take us to our live template designs. Now, what is the difference between a live template design and a regular design? Well, a live template is just that. It is live. It's going to get you like a spider. I have no clue where that came from. Whatever. So what that means is where text and numbers are in it is editable. So S&P would be editable. Falcons, tennis, 25-26, manatee, hurricanes, baseball. All of these are going to be editable taxes. Not edible. You can't eat them, but you can edit them. So you can go through and see everything that we have here. There are a ton of things that we have in here that I bet a lot of you are seeing for the very first time. Why? Because you don't go back and scroll and look at things. Some of us remember when these things came out. This is one of the first ones when we did our store in 2018. We had a full wall of these guys for birthday shirts and that. So it was a really fun project to do for it, sublimation on those. But we can go through here and live templates. You're just able to change the stuff out with it. So I'm going to pull in, this is where you find your live templates at. Just like anything else, if you're not sure where things are, come in here and we can look for it. Popular, what's popular right now. We have the training. So training right now, if we go to training and we click on this, I bet we are going to see training for tomorrow night's let's go tomorrow night's webinar, right? Web Wizard Series webinar. Go there baby, go there, come on. Why is that going there? Now it'll go there. So here it is, right there, $20. Fourth quarter success, 12-week roadmap, and I've got some fun stuff in there with it. But you'll be able to go right here. You will click on this. I'm going to copy paste this and I'm going to post it in the group so you can go right to that and see it. But that is where that is tomorrow night, 7 p.m. 7 p.m. with it. And as we go through this, so let's go back to where we're at with it. Okay. So when we're looking at live templates, things like that, the best place where this is going to work 100% of the time is in Corel. Okay, you're going to need Corel to make stuff work correctly. Now, I know some instances where people are like, hey, I can do it in this. It just is a little funky. That's why, because you're doing it in something other than Corel. So you want to be in Corel for that to work correctly on it. I am going to bring this and I'm going to bring in my other one, my other screen, my other thing. Yeah. We'll bring that in there. Embroidery. Yep. For embroidery, message, go ahead and message Barb. She does fantastic work on that. So she will be able to help you. You have a lot of those. A lot of us have a lot of those, don't we? We're like, oh, what's this one? How many people, show of hand, no judgment. Remember, we're in a judgment-free zone here. How many people have bought the same design twice because you didn't know you had it? Anybody? Just me? Okay, fine. It's just me that's done that. It is what it is. Like I'm not gonna sit and what's the word that I'm looking for? Lie to you guys. I won't lie to you guys. I've done that where I'm like, or I have bought something in a pack. I've bought a pack, and then I went ahead and I bought the stuff that, like a font that was in it, because I didn't realize that I had it. Bought a design because I didn't realize I had it. I mean, that's kind of par for the course for me. I can lie to you. I'm like, yep, this is what I want. Here's what I need with it. And then I'm bad with that on fonts. Like, oh, you already have this font installed. Really? I didn't think I had this font installed. Good to know that I have this font installed now. All right. So That's what we'll work through and do. Okay, let's see. I got to make this work. I got to make this work. There it is. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? There you are. There you are. There it is. Okay. So I'm going to bring up the wizard. The wizard, the wizard, the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. I need to stop the screen share so I can start this one. Nope, oh, there's Pilar. Pilar is going to sneak in here. Let's see, share screen. So we got our share screen, and we want to share the entire screen because that's what we learned the other day was that if I don't share the entire screen, you guys don't see the wizard. So now you should see the wizard. And I think this is, let's see, we're going to hide that. We think, yeah, that started working again. Sweet daddy. It started working again. Okay. Now, before I get all wham-dambled into making things not necessarily work the way they should work, hey, we are going to go in here and look at this. So if we want to open up stuff from the wizard in our design wizard, this magical guy right here, the design wizard, we go to the D. Everybody loves going to the D. You go to the D. Why do you go to the D? You go to the D because you get the Docker. And the Docker, when you get the D, you get to select how you want the D. You got 3 places the D is going to bring up: a live template editor, magic patterns, monograms. We want the live template editor. So we're clicking on that. All right. Now, what it'll do is it'll bring up our live template editor over here. When we're on here, we can do this amazing thing where we're going to the bar, not the folder. Don't go to the folder. We're going to the template, all right? We are going to open the template. Now, we've got our screen here. We're going to select one of our live templates. And no, I don't want this one. I want volume 2. Yeah, is that what I want? No, match your service. What do you mean? There's nothing in there. There it is. Live template editor. We're going to go multicolor. Yeah, we're going to go this one. So select the one we want, hit open. That's what we got to do, right? Okay, got to open that. It is going to crash. No, it's not going to crash. We're going to try not making Christ. Try and make more than twice. All right. Thanks, Alan. There we go. More than twice for Alan. There. How recently for duplicates? Oh, last week from Creative Fabrica from a week before. Got it. Got it. Got it. I'm not losing it. That's kind of, it's my ums and uhs and things like that. In my defense, I was extremely sick that weekend when I bought that duplicate, but still, Eric, you don't need to. No, it's judgment free, right? Listen, we don't judge. That's what we do around here. So, live templates, right? I was gonna say, right, my dogs, this is what we got. Live templates. What does a live template mean? Well, in our live template editor, funny we call it that because that's its name. When we hit this button for fine text, this is why you need the wizard, folks. It will show you the text that's available for it. So we have Lakewood Ranch, Mustangs, and baseball. The best part of a live template and what makes a live template is these are all editable, not edible, edible. So Lakewood Ranch could become Rock Island, ISLAND. The Mustangs can become the Bobcats. Inside joke for those that know about Bobcats. And we're going to go, instead of baseball, we're going to go, let's go swimming, right? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I got to do it. I did on my list. I just thought of that when I said swimming. Swimming, 2 M's? 2 M's? 1 M. 2 M's? 1 M. Listen, I don't spell well, and I don't see a red line, so I'm pretty sure it's 2. You'll tell me if it's not, because it goes there. There. Johnson, you got the same design multiple times means you really like it. That's right. It was only $1, and they were kind enough to refund you. There you go. There it is. Okay, so 2 M's. All right, 2 M's. I'm winning. I'm winning with the spelling bee. So, but this isn't nothing to do with swimming. So we did all of this with it. Well, we can ungroup this, right? We can grab our ball we can go up to the bar, and we've got some options up here where we can change our artwork. So right here in the bar, change artwork. We can change our artwork, and we'll go to clip art. What are we doing? So we got swimming, right? We got swimming. So let's see what we got in here. Lacrosse, wrestling, cross country, cheer, weightlifting, band, swimming. We got swimmer. We got a swimmer. We got a swimmer, folks. We'll hit the button. Did I do that too fast? I might have did that too fast. I didn't even think about that. Baseball. Selecting the object. Coming up to the bar, right here, change artwork. Change artwork button will take us to where our artwork is stored. See our clip art up here if we look across the top. Rhinestone World, TRW clip art. We can select from our CDR, EPS, clip art's in there. So now here's everywhere that has clip art stored. We click on Live Template Volume 2. Now we can see we got some baseball in here. We've got some basketball, some cheer, some dance, some football, some golf, some hockey, lacrosse, running, soccer. Oh, see, I was in the other one. There's no swimming in this one. So that's simple enough. We just hit the up arrow. That's the back arrow, depending on where you're at. Let's go on the next one because I think that's where it was. So as we scroll down, there is yoga. There is swimming. Swimming. We click on that, we can see the preview of it, and we're just going to hit open right here behind that, open. It is going to replace that, size it and replace it so it just goes right in there. We can change the colors of this, and this is super easy to do. So I guess I should have picked something else because Rock Island's colors are red and gold. So what we're going to do is we're going to change it up some. All right. I'm going to just click on that red one. See, there's the red bars. I'm going to click on the red bars. I'm going to go into the design wizard, and I'm going to go right here in the center one. All right. And when you hover over things down here at the bottom, right here, look right underneath here. When we go hover here, it tells us what it's going to do. So if we left click, it's going to select the same color. Right click, it's going to invert. So if I select, before I select, I'm going to show you what I mean. So we've got the bar selected, and we're going to make it green. All right. That's what it is. It's green. It just changed those. Control Z takes it back just in case you didn't know. Rock Island, I select that. That's green. Just change that for it. Okay. So I've got the red selected. I'm coming up here and right in the top, I'm going to hit left click. It has now selected all the red. If I hit green, magic, it changed all the red to green. Now I can do the same for the bull. No, I don't want green though. I don't want green. No, I want yellow. So I'm going to do it again where I'm going to select the green. I'm going to hit that same button right here. I'm going to change this to sun or yellow. We'll probably go yellow. Yeah, we'll go yellow because now I will select the Rock Island, which is the black. I will come up here and we can see where that one's selected. Right here in the center, if I hit that button, left click on the button, it has now selected all of the black. And if I hit red, it now changed that. So this is the beauty of the wizard because you're able to do things like that. Simple one clicks, time-saving tips, time-saving tricks, time. You are buying back your time. With the cost of the wizard, you will buy that time back in lickety split. Don't buck back, however that works for us. This one is out of the which pack did I just pull that out of? Live Sports Templates Volume 2? Yeah, yep, right there. Polar had it right there. Live Templates, I think that's what it is out of Sports Volume 2. I love those. Because I remember when I first started screen printing, I used to hand draw these. Alex, I am not saying I cut red film to screen print, but I cut red film to screen print, so I know what you're talking about, buddy. I know what you're talking about. That would have been in 91, 92, somewhere early 90s for it. Doesn't look like swimmer. He's a diver, right? He's a diver in there, David. Do we have any other options for it? So David doesn't like that swimmer. Well, let's see what we can find for another swimmer in here. So we'll go back up to the bar. Everything fun happens at the bar. We're going to change that artwork. And we're going to go in here And we're just going to see mascots. Do we have anything in here? Swimmers, no. But if I wanted to do a mascot, there's a hornet, there's a falcon, there's a falcon. Where's that other hornet? There's that. Let's say it's a hornet. We have our hornet head. If we select open, it's going to replace it with the hornet head. Just that simple. Well, we want to change it. The bobcat. Why wouldn't we change it to a bobcat, right? Well, let's see what we can find for it. Back up to the bar we go. Change artwork. Clip art in here. Do we have bobcat in here? Cougar. There's no bobcat. But there might be a wildcat. There might be a mustang, because that's kind of like a cat. That's not a real cat at all. A ram, a rocket, a scorpion, a Trojan. Wildcat. There it is. Boom, boom. We got a wildcat. Got a wildcat, we got a wildcat. We got a wildcat, we got a wildcat. So we can select that, and now there's a wildcat. Okay, but we're still looking for a swimmer. So we're doing that same thing. We selected our image, controlling up here to the bar. We are going to change that artwork. We're going to select again, and let's see, what else do we have in here? Mascot slide, those are all the mascot ones. Let's see what we have in here. Band silhouette, basketball, cheer, cross country, dance, gymnastics, swim. We'll see what we have in here for swimming. Okay, so now we can pick out a swimmer. That's a swimmer. That's a swimmer. That's a swimmer. Yeah, it looks like a swimmer. There's another swimmer. Ooh, come on, get your mind out of the gutter, folks. You know your mind's in the gutter. You people, get your mind out of the gutter with it. So we can select what swimmer that we want for it. And there's another one. All right. I think I like, where is it at? I like that one. So now we'll select that. We hit open. And ta-da, it brings it in. We might have to resize a little because of where it's at. And it's just as simple as enough as you just resize. Bring it in here. There it is. What do you want to do? What do you want to do? Oh, but. We can control Z back. I think the way that this one's laid out and in that circle, I think the right swimmer is actually going to be one of the ones that, I wasn't going to say that. It's going to be one of the ones that looks like he's popping out of the water. Do you ever do that where you're looking for stuff and you forget what your layout was and you're not 100% sure until after you did it? And then you're like, yeah, that was the wrong layout for it. There. What did we do? Open it. That's what we did, Todd. That's what you did. You messed up. You went open. We're supposed to change. There it is. Change. Change is on us. It's not a song. Not a song, folks. I don't think it is. If it is, all right. I'm not paying royalties because I'm singing it. And if I'm singing it, I don't have to pay royalties. I think that's the rule. I'm pretty sure that's the rule. As long as we're in open. There it goes. Now up. So, yep. Well, you can see this. Now we can adjust our guy in there and put him where he's at with it. So, there. See? We can do it just like that. You can use the search. You can use the search. But why would anybody do the search, right? I forget it. I honestly forget about the search more times than not. And the reason is sometimes I see other things that I'm not 100% sure what I want for it. Yes, you can search. Yes, let's do that. We can come up here. We can hit change artwork. We are in our clip arts, right? So we're in our clip arts. Everybody wants to swim, so swim, right? Swim. Here's all of our swimmers. Here's everything that we have for it. Way faster, way easier. Not nearly as fun, but okay. I will start using the search. I won't. I swear I will. I won't. I swear I will. I won't. I know myself too well for that. I know it is. If anyone knows how to make the thumbnails show up in Windows 11, please would you share that with me? Peg, I don't know. I'm on Windows 11 and my thumbnails show up for it. You can go up to the panel and it should change it where you can do detail view. And I think it'll give you the thumbnails for that. 100% remind me of an Inkblob test. Apparently there is a school in India that has a cockatiel as a mascot. What did we find? What was in our Hall of Fame one? What did we find? It was, it was what? A one-legged what? What was it, guys? Give it to me. What was that? It was a one-legged gopher, a one-legged parrot, a one-legged pigeon. It was a one-legged pigeon, wasn't it? I think, yeah, from Denzel Washington movie. Time is on my side. Yes, it is. Now I'm gonna have it in my head, and you have that. No, Jeff, I will not try doing it colorblind because I can't do it when I can see everything. So more power to you. Um, Swimmer with medals around the neck. Have AI generated. You absolutely could do that. One-legged pigeon. That's what it was. I know that goes with the one-legged pigeon, right? I knew that's what it is. That's right. Yeah, see, right there. See, that's because he has the height above selected above change artwork bar. If you select width, it comes in there. So see right here, where did it do? All right, see right here, and we'll show you what she means, right? So let's Control Z back until we're at this one, right? So that one stays the same with it. That was the original circle one. We have height and width. So if we go width right here, select that and do that same thing, change artwork. Now, apparently, I gotta type in swim because it's no fun to scroll. So we'll swim. We'll go to that same-ish silhouette. We'll select this one and open. And now, bloop, drops them in right there. Some of these, like on something like this, I think it looks better. You're going to adjust it out. So he looks like he's coming out there. If I could do like right there, yeah. So it looks like he's coming out, but still even kind of looks like that. Have you ever seen the movie Kids? I have no legs. I have no legs. That's what it looks like to me. God, I'm horrible. That's what it looks like from the movie. There you have it. Pigeon. That's right. One-legged seagull. It was a pigeon. It was a pigeon. That's what it was. Price is wrong. Beecroft. Just saying. Price is wrong. Did I say that right? It's Beecroft. Beecroft. Price is wrong, Alex. That's what we have. So, live templates. These are game changers for your business because they save time. We can create multiple designs using one template. We can create multiple styles using it because we can change up the colors with it. So for us, I'm going to dip out of this and bring me in here. So for us, when we had the full-fledged retail store of everything here, we'd have our templates up there. And here, you can select one of these, and there's no design fee because we can replace any of the words, any of the colors. So we can place words, colors, no design fee on this because that's what we had. It was a template based. We're typing stuff out. If you want custom, now we can go to the next thing. So when they're like, what does custom start at? Hey, it's $50 an hour with 1 hour minimum for us to do a design for you. Oh, that doesn't look too bad. So we're going to go with that. I just need some color changed on it. Perfect. Easy enough to do for it. When we were doing stuff for team stores, we will take these and we'll do a PDF where you can have the different, what are these called? Templates. Where we can have the templates laid out on a PDF and show them, this is A1, A2, A3, A4, Beachfront Avenue, wherever. They can select that, and that's when they use. So you can give them the options. I know we've probably all had those customers, those clients that are just like, I don't know what I really want. Well, hey, here's our 24 designs that you can choose from, and there's no additional fee if you select from one of these. You just got to tell me the colors. You just got to tell me the names. You got to do this. And on this one, let's say we'll bring her back. Let's say we didn't like this swimming down here, right? Well, guess what? Just delete it. Like, that's all you got to do. Is just delete it. You don't need to have everything on here. There's a lot of times where you'll bring in, let me find one to bring in for it. And I think live template help, would that one work? Yeah, that one could work. Yeah, something like this. Let me find where it is here for it. We're going to, on this volleyball one. Okay, so on the volleyball one, that'll come in here. So you're doing this, and you don't want this mom of 23 right here, right? Delete it. Okay, that's not difficult. Let's say you just don't want volleyball here. Delete it. But that looks funky right there. Well, we'll just make a little piece here, and we just go Bob's your uncle by selecting that, holding down shift, selecting that one, coming up here to the top and welding, and now that piece is right there. So you can change this. These are starting points for you. These are not bound by any secret society or I'm telling you, the wizard is not going to show up at your door and say, Zoom, what are you doing to my template? All right. What I do recommend, though, is if you're going to start messing with stuff, select all of it, hold down Shift, slide over, and right click and make a copy of it and work off the copy. Even before going to cutting everything, I will make a copy and I will work off the copy. So I always have the original if things are a wonky donkey on it. But you can change this so you don't need to have that there. Or maybe instead of mom of 23, right, we're going to come here in the wizard in our live template editor, and we're going to hit the find text button, and it's going to show us all of our stuff. Well, maybe instead of mom of 23, we want to put senior, right? Oh, I gotta hit the right button because I moved that. Senior, not C-E-N-C. Did I say C-E-N spelled with S? Senior. All right. So it is. All right, we've got that class. Class calls class of 2026. Yep. We can change it in there. We're not just stuck to mom of volleyball. What's a volleyball term? What's the little runt dude that's in the back? The ones we just had this conversation and I didn't understand what they were talking about. And they're like, they're one that wears a different color jersey. I don't know what theirs is. So maybe they're, what is it, a setter? Stetter? I don't know. Bumper? You tell me. I don't know what it is. Hey, mom of 23, give that poor lady a break. Corey's a third of the way there. Well, between both of us, mom and dad of 8. So, and fun fact, my grandparents had 17 kids. So that's what we have for it. Could you take the artwork out and expand the artwork across? Alex, yeah. Like if you want, can you take the artwork out and expand the artwork across? Well, now I'm confused because how can I take artwork out of something and expand something across? Like, give me a little more information on how you do that, and we can go through it. And Pilar says, I like to copy to a new tab and name it right away for whatever team I'm working with. That way, I never overwrite the original. Absolutely. And this thing is naming your things. I mean, yeah, I'm one to talk. I've got Untitled 193. But you see, it's bumped around here. Gene, want to see some cheer shirts that we're working on? I got to hold on a second. Hold on. I got to make sure that I can show this because I want to be like good to go with stuff. Oh yeah. We did. I can give you a quick preview of this because this is one we kind of had a talk about this in Hall of Fame, right? So we'll bring this back up here and we'll put it right here. And so these are for cheer. This is what they wanted. Dark lavender, royal purple is what they wanted to see on it. So that's the back. This is the front. This is what they picked out. This is how they wanted it. How do I know that's what they want? Because that's what they told me. And how many get stuff like this where, hey, here's what I want. Yep, similar to the graphic I sent. So they sent this graphic here. They sent that graphic there. And then they have this. So when you train your customers well, this is what you get. Senior shirts, similar graphic. Hey, gets the idea for it. We wanted cheer here. We wanted senior here. We wanted 2026. We want one last Motown on 3. Half the palm. Here's the things for it. Seniors, lilac purple. All other shirts, regular purple. So we have them trained. And this is just what we do with it. So, that's what we did was we created this design here. And I think it was last week in one of my groups, we showed how we could do this in Corel, where it was like this and turn this into a somewhat live template with it. I didn't make one live template for this one because it was just an easy one to do. But on this, and then, we use the Mockup tool to do that, which we'll show you which Mockup one. I got to make sure I hit the right one because that's why you name stuff, right? Oh, nope, cancel. I don't want to do that. Okay, Bobcats. We're back to it. Bobcats, swimming. We're going to make this guy gold so he stands out. Once we have the design that we like, we select it all, and then we go to our friend over here. Oh, yeah, I'm going to show you guys this, and we did this in the Hall of Fame. So was that your Hall of Fame? Hall of Fame where we did this? Yeah, it was a Hall of Fame. Mockups, in our tabs here. This is where all the magic happens. It bounces back and forth between things depending on what you select. So quick products. We have men's t-shirt selected. But what if we go down to here to this PC78 with strings in front? Ooh, what is this? What do we got here? Let's see. PC78 strings in front. What is this going to do? Magic of Corel, baby. And this is why you get into our stuff. We hit that button. It's going to pop up this. So, yeah, it just looks like it just looks like that. It's a quick preview, right? Quick proof. Quick create. Quick proof. Say that too many times fast. We hit this button. And now, by the power of the wizard, boom, boom, bastico, magnificento. Look at that. You see this? Uh-huh. What do we got here? Are those strings on top of that design? And we did it in the wizard? Yep. But wait, there's more. We're going to color change this because they're probably going to want it on black. Oh, and look, did that label not change color too? And the strings are still white if they're white strings? Well, maybe they're going to have black strings. All right, cool. We can make the strings black too. Maybe it's a gray shirt, and we're going to make this all gray. We can do that because we're amazing. We can do that because we're amazing. So that was something. What was that one? Was that in, what was that one on? Hall of Fame? I think it was a Hall of Fame last week where we did I think it was Tuesday's Hall of Fame, where we created this in, this mock-up on how to create the mock-ups. Yeah, it was a Hall of Fame. And we did different ones in here and put it in here and how to do a color changing mock-up with it. So like if we did that one, and then we also did a PC78 pocket front. Have you guys used these yet? These are my new favorite ones. And it's hard to see on a white, so we'll turn it gray. But they're the ones that have the pocket. So do you call this a hoodless hoodie or a pocketed crew neck? Haven't quite sure what to call it yet, besides awesome, because that's what we rock with that. Now, for fun, all right, that's 10. We're gonna see. We're gonna go TRW. Did I delete it out of here? I did not. I did not delete it out of here. What happens if we hit our pint glass? Yep, this is what we ran into last time. Why? Because it's sized way too big. So select this down, and we're gonna make this 3 inches. Oh, nope, we need to break it all apart before we do all that. We need to break it all apart before we size it down. And reason being, all of this is active stuff. So if we take this, that contour that's that size is going to stay those sizes when we bring it down here. So that's why before we want to do any resizing in our live template editor, right here at the bottom, break apart effects. Now we should be good to be able to size this down here to roughly 3 inches. We come back in here, TRW quick product. Yep, 100% working pint glass. We did a few of them to make sure. Then we finally figured out what the issue was. I select this, and now there it is. Now just put it on the pint glass for. So that was what we did in the Hall of Fame, showing how we can make custom mock-ups on things like that. So kind of cool, kind of biased. I like, when we can just make that with the strings, we're good to go. For sale the rest of the night, yep, go ahead and get in there, get those. I love those. Yeah, the Libero, that's what it's called, because I wasn't even sure if I was pronouncing it right. Libero? It was, I knew it was something. I knew it was something off there. In Kansas, that's just a sweatshirt, even with the pocket. Like if it's a crew neck with just the pockets, the pocket sweatshirt, right? What do we call that? Yep. And that's what we did. We got it cut ready, so that way we were able to resize and go from there. But as you can see, we put it right here on the glass. Or no, you can't see that because I didn't do it. You could see in there that we did a color changing mock-up on the pocketed, what's that thing called? The pocketed crew neck. I don't know what to call it. They don't call it anything. It just says pocket on it. That's what we have for it. What was today? Today is the 23rd. So I gotta get here. Ooh. Pilar. If you are still you want to test this out, Pilar? If you're still in the back room, do you want to pull up our winners and put them in the private chat, and we should be able to see how that works. We go from there. And then if it has a hood, then it's a hoodie. But can it be a hoodless hoodie if it's got the pocket? If it's got the pocket, not this. Is it a pocketed crew neck or a hoodless hoodie? What is it? I don't know. Crew pocket sweatshirt. Crew pocket sweatshirt. I'm good with that. It's a sweatshirt for the headless horseman. Right, yeah. He doesn't need to pay anything extra for it. So that way he's able to do it. So we'll see. I'm going to see it. We're testing stuff out in the back end. We'll see if Pilar is able to drop that into the private chat of it there. And then pocketed sweatshirt. I'm down with that. Pocketed sweatshirt. And it is. Pilar was able to do that. Yeah, look at that. And now, yep. So I am able to see that. Okay. How about we give something away? We give stuff away. We've got two things we're going to give away. We got two things we're going to give away to two lucky people. Now, how do you win these things? Well, there's two chances. 5-year member. So if you're not a member, join now, and in 5 years, you can win. I think that's how this works, right? Maybe you're a 4-year member or a 3-year member. But a 5-year member, it's that. And 5-year random winner of the 5-year members that are here. Yeah, that's what it is. Charity is right? Yeah, Charity is the winner of that. And the random winner is Angela Wilson. Angela Wilson, congrats, you are the winner. Now, what do you win? What do you win? You win a new pack of toys, right? Yeah. That's what you win. I gotta look at it again just to make sure because I completely hit there. Yeah. The mini pack. Yeah, right. It's a mini pack. It's not a mini pack. It is a mini pack now because I just said it out loud. Ooh, mini pack of choice. That's what we can do. Mini pack on there. Now, here's the thing. I am going to show you something. All right. This is probably going to be the where's it at? I'm gonna go there because there's 11 pages to choose from, and I'm gonna copy this and I'm gonna go post it in here, and then I'm gonna show you guys where you can go do it. Yep, Crystal put it in there. So Mini Pack Chun, you have 2 weeks to claim this. I know. Oh, we didn't have 2 weeks before. Yeah, well, we're gonna have 2 weeks now because to go back and try and find stuff from months ago, just go here and do it. So we got our link in there. You've seen the link that Crystal posted in there. I need to stop that share screen, and I'm going to share this screen. I can't share that screen. Why can't I? Oh, because I'm the back end of the business. I'm in the back end of the business, and that's why it's not there. Can't get in the back end of the business that way. So I need to get in the front end. Okay, front end of the business, not a problem. We're gonna go right here. I'm going to copy this so I can paste it. Everything sounds better when you sing it. Agree or disagree? If you sing it, it just sounds better, right? It just sounds better when you go with that. So if we get in here, let's see. Now I can present and share. Present and share. Share screen. There it is, right? Mini packs. Yeah, that's what it looks like to me. Mini packs. So we'll go right here. It'll take us to mini packs. So you've got 11 pages to choose from, folks. You just scroll down. And what else do I see? Ooh, I like this. Right now, pumpkin time, folks. If you are a laser engraver, I want to see you make the candle holders with these as cutouts on it. I've been seeing it on my Facebook and my TikToker, and I'm not saying I have a board to do it with, but hey, we usually use milk jugs that we did ghosts on, but we just might have to make some fun ones. There's that. So good stuff there as we go through pocket designs. Like I said, you've got a ton of pages to choose from stuff to go through. So if you're like, here, spooky season. There we got that. We've got things on here. Like you guys probably don't even know a tenth of what we have. Why is that? Because we don't look for things. We just spend hours here going back and looking at the things we have. Beach Christmas is coming up. Just saying. Just saying. So there's a lot of different ones to go there and do. And that's all you can do is just copy, paste, go in there and do it. And oh yeah, yep. They are. If we go, Chris said they're in the design drop down labeled mini packs. So if I go back into here, designs, right? Designs here at the top. Top. We click on this. Oh, mini packs right there. So get to it straight from there. Super simple, super easy. Select that. You have 2 weeks to go there. Maybe when you sing it, but not my tone deaf self. I don't want to know what I sound like. I don't know what I want to sound like. How it is there from it. So let's see what we got. All right. Any questions, comments, concerns? This week, what do we have? Tomorrow. I love you. Tomorrow. Tomorrow's only a day away. All right. You for success. I'm going to pull up my little info sheet so I can see what tomorrow morning's show topic is, which I think it's just loaded in here on the side. If I look into media assets, and then I see here, metrics are there, work-life balance, stop the stress spiral, rush fees. What do we got? Rush fees? Maybe? We're going to double check on that. We're going to double check and see what we have on that. Let's see. Makers and Movers podcasting tomorrow is going to be 9/24. 9/24. We got like a week left in the month, folks. 9/24. Tomorrow. Difficult customers. That's what we're talking about. Difficult customers. Don't lose sleep. And so we're going to talk about dealing with difficult customers without losing sleep. Because, we've been in business for any amount of time. You know how much fun customers can be. We have, as a business owner, you have your two biggest things that you have issues with: customers and employees. If you don't want to deal with customers or employees, don't be a business owner, because if you're going to grow, you're going to have employees, you're going to have to deal with them. You're going to have customers, you're going to sell stuff, you're going to have customers, so you're going to have to deal with them. So we're talking about tomorrow dealing with difficult customers without losing sleep. So that is tomorrow morning, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. Then tomorrow night, at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, you'll be able to do the webinar. So that's tomorrow night, 7 p.m., 12-week roadmap. You're going to get PDFs. You're going to get content calendar. I just keep adding more stuff to it, and I'm hoping it all makes sense. And if it doesn't, if anybody has any issues with it, I just might even say, you know what, for everybody, and this will be figured out tomorrow during it, because if we run into it, and it'll only be available to those people that purchase it and are there for the live tomorrow, or purchase it, and watch it later that night. We just might even have hey, weekly Zoom on this, check in on it. Just saying. We'll see how you guys feel about that, because I want you to have a successful fourth quarter. So that could be coming in with it. Barb, have a great weekend, everyone. I'm looking forward to tomorrow night's webinar. I am too. I'm looking good for it there with it. All right, we got that webinar tomorrow with it. Don't lose sleep over it. There's that with it. I was dealing with PETA and finally said that the price. That is the price of the job. Take it or leave it. He left it. That's all you got to do. Set your boundaries, right? Do not let the customers set your boundaries. Do not let the employees set your boundaries. Do not let the telemarketers set your boundaries. Do not let the digitizers that you get 30 million emails from a day set your boundaries. You set your boundaries. Your business, here's how I'm going to work. Here's how I'm going to price. You don't like it? Too bad. Too bad. Right? I can go get a steak at Applebee's for $17, or I can go to Bass Street Chap House and it's going to be $150. Both coming from a cow, right? Paying for whatever else was with it. So good for that. Don't lose any sleep over it. That's right. And most of my regular customers in my day job are nice, but there's still plenty of annoying people I've got to deal with. Yep. Smile and nod, boys. Smile and nod. Okay. With that, you guys have an amazing night. Thank you for joining us again. Next week, I don't know if we're going to do ball drops and all of that next week. I'll keep you updated on that. Next week, most likely, is going to be glow in the dark, because that should show up. cross the fingers. We're going to find out where the hell it is tomorrow. We can go from there. We'll start October off with that, and we'll just keep trucking through it. So you guys have an amazing night. Peace, love, press on. We will see you